Good evening and welcome to the news at 5 p.m. on Operatune TV. I'm Miriam, okay? First, the headlines. Nigeria, Germany deepens defense ties. Alaafin undergoes final traditional rite. Huge earthquake hits Yama. Ancelotti to face trial for alleged tax fraud. And now the news in details. In a bid to strengthen bilateral defense cooperation, the federal government of Nigeria and German Technical Advisory Group has renewed Memorandum of Understanding, a strategic counterpart funding arrangement that underscores the strong defense ties between both nations. Speaking at the signing ceremony, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Gabriel Aduda, says the renewed agreement aligned with Nigeria and Germany's shared objectives, fostering long-term security collaboration and developmental goals. According to him, adherence to strict timelines and rigorous monitoring will be prioritized to guarantee the effective execution of all agreed engagements, adding that the renewed MOU marks another milestone in the Nigeria-Germany defense partnership, reinforcing mutual effort to enhance security, capacity development, and technical cooperation. However, the German defense attaché to Nigeria, Colonel Boris Bokemp, affirms Germany's unwavering commitment to enhance cooperation in key areas, particularly in defense, security, and capacity building initiatives. Colonel Bovkemp commended the enduring partnership between Nigeria and Germany and further reiterates the importance of strengthening existing agreements to address evolving security challenges. The Chief of Civil Military Relations, Rear Admiral Olusoya Bankole, has urged Nigerians to relate with men in uniforms as fellow citizens rather than deal fearfully with them as they serve as protectors of the nation. Bankole says the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has set a trajectory that avails the military respect from the populace, adding that the defense headquarters is reviewing the incident involving some soldiers at the Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company a few weeks ago, hence vowed to sanction anyone found culpable. Speaking further, Rear Admiral Bankole says apart from protecting the territorial integrity of the society, the protection of citizens Greetings to you, our beloved brothers and sisters in Christ, as we embrace the season of Lent. May faith, hope, and reflection guide your path. Together, we stand united in prayer and purpose as we journey towards renewal. This Lent, let your message of grace and goodwill be heard. At Operatune TV, we offer you the perfect platform to connect with our loyal and faith-filled audience. Whether you're sharing a special Lent promotion, an inspiring story, or a message of hope, we are here to amplify your voice and make your products or services a household name. Reach out today and place your advert with us at Operatune TV, 34 Oluyede Oroja Street, Aino Ajayi, Phase 1 Estate, Apulegba, Lagos, or call 0706 143 7670, 0706 143 7670. Let's uplift your brand and make the season even more meaningful and profitable.
KG5F Security Services. We are dependable, reliable, proficient, and gallant always. KG5F Security Services, officially licensed by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our services include general office security, personal security, asset protection, protocol services, physical security, aviation security, loss prevention, escort protection, security patrols, and access control. We are available 24/7. KG5F Security Services also provide installation of security gadgets such as CCTV camera, alarms, special communication equipment, and so on. Gallant security personnel are needed nationwide with attractive working benefits. Contact KG5F Head Office at 45 Prince Adeyemi Street off Governors Road, Ikotu, Lagos, or our branch office 25 Yaya Baton Road, adjacent Nationwide Petrol Station, Ogba, Lagos. Call 09161514318 for inquiries. KG5F Security Services, to serve and protect.
We apologize for that abrupt break in transmission. The 5 p.m. news continues. The Chief of Civil Military Relations, Rear Admiral Olusanya Bankole, has urged Nigerians to relate with men in uniforms as fellow citizens rather than deal fearfully with them as they serve as protectors of the nation. Bankole says the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has set a trajectory that avails the military respect from the populace, adding that the Defense Headquarters is reviewing the incident involving some soldiers at the Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company a few weeks ago, and vowed to sanction anyone found culpable. Speaking further, Rear Admiral Bankole says, apart from protecting the territorial integrity of the society, the protection of citizens remains pertinent. However, he says the military has set up sensitization programs for military personnel, acknowledging the need for citizens' intelligence in carrying out its functions, then reiterates the need for a good relationship between the military and the civilians, saying that the military needs that so much. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission reports the installation of 185,439 prepaid meters in the fourth quarter of 2024, marking a slight increase of 0.19% from the previous quarter's 185,087 installations. According to the latest report, the metering rate across all electricity distribution companies improved by 0.42 percentage points, bringing the national metering coverage to 46.57% as of December 2024. The data reveals that 96.56% of these installations were carried out under the Meter Asset Provider Framework, while others were facilitated through various government-backed financing initiatives. NERC says Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company led the metering effort with 1.15 million metered customers out of its 2.64 million customer base, while Ikeja Electric and Abuja Disco also recorded significant progress, metering close to 1,911,000 customers respectively. However, challenges remain, with Yola Disco reporting only 112 metered customers out of 823, reflecting significant gaps in coverage. Meanwhile, NERC has directed discos to leverage the 2021 Meter Asset Provider and National Mass Metering Regulations, along with the Meter Acquisition Fund, to close the existing metering deficit and reduce estimated billing complaints across the country. The last lap of traditional rites known as Oro Ikpebi for the Alaafin-elect Oba Akim Owade I holds tonight at the Shango Shrine at Koso in Oyo Town. According to a release by the Director of Media and Publicity to the Alaafin of Oyo, Bode Durojaye in Ibadan, the state capital, Oba Owade will be accompanied by members of the Traditional Council, the Oyomesi, princes and princesses from all the royal families, traditional religion priests, the Baales known as the village heads, and a section of residents. However, the activity is a prelude to the official coronation ceremony that will take place on April 5th, 2025 at the open field of Olivet Heights in Oyo State. In light of credible intelligence suggesting potential security threats, the Kano State Police Command has announced a ban on all Dora activities for the 2025 Eid al-Fitr celebrations, citing the need to maintain public order. The decision was disclosed by the Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Bakori, during a press briefing at the Bompai Police Headquarters. He explains that intelligence reports indicated plans by certain elements to exploit the event for disruptive activities. Bakari urged worshippers attending Eid prayers at designated grounds to follow security guidelines and avoid bringing items that could raise suspicion, hence called on parents and guardians to prevent their children from being used by groups seeking to instigate unrest. Speaking further, he acknowledged Dorba, a long-standing tradition that features royal horse processions and cultural displays, says it remains a central part of Salah celebrations in Kano State. Hence, assured residents that the police and other security agencies had put measures in place to ensure a peaceful celebration. Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll bring you stories from the world scene. Please stay tuned.
Blue Lagoon Hotels, a home away from home with world-class hospitality, comfortable and affordable rooms, conference and meeting rooms for all occasions, open space and co-working area, 24-hour restaurant and bar, providing both local, international and continental cuisines, live music and entertainment on regular basis, constant power supply and watertight security in and around our premises. Blue Lagoon Hotels, situated at number 16 Tunji Adewoye Street off Afurubin Road, Ijegun, Lagos State. And further inquiries, call 080-5668-7855 or 080-6527-3655. 57. You can also visit us at www.bluelagoonhotels.ng. Blue Lagoon Hotels. Hospitality is our business.
You're watching Operatune News at 5 p.m. From the foreign scene. The United States President Donald Trump has signed an executive order targeting the Smithsonian Institution, which operates more than 20 museums and research centers visited by millions yearly in Washington, D.C. and New York City. The order directs the Vice President to eliminate improper, divisive or anti-American ideology from the Institute's museums, centers, and National Zoo in Washington. It also directs the Interior Secretary to restore federal properties, including parks, memorials, and statues, which have been improperly removed or changed in the last 5 years, to perpetuate a false revision of history. The move is part of Trump's effort to shape American culture in addition to politics. A huge 7.7 magnitude earthquake has hit central Myanmar. According to the United States Geological Survey, the epicenter was 16 kilometers, approximately 10 miles, northwest of the city of Sagaing at a depth of 10 kilometers, sending strong tremors that were felt as far as southwest China and Thailand. Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister reveals that at least 81 construction workers are missing after an unfinished high-rise building collapsed hundreds of miles away in Bangkok. A rescuer in Mandalay, Myanmar's second-largest city, says the damage is enormous and the number of casualties is at least in the hundreds. However, the country's military government has declared a state of emergency in 6 regions. Meanwhile, a second quake struck 12 minutes after the first, according to the USGS, with a magnitude of 6.4, and its epicenter was 18 kilometers, approximately 11.1 miles south of Sagaing, leaving the residents worried about the potential for more aftershocks. And now on sport. Real Madrid's legendary coach Carlo Ancelotti will go on trial next week for allegedly failing to declare income to Spain's tax office. Prosecutors are seeking a jail term of 4 years and 9 months for the 65-year-old Italian, accusing him of having cost Spain's treasury more than €1 million, approximately $1.1 million, in undeclared earnings from image rights in 2014 and 2015. Spokesman for the court reveals that the trial will begin on Wednesday and it is expected to last 2 days. Recall that Ancelotti has won 5 Champions League trophies, including 3 with Real Madrid as a coach. Meanwhile, prosecutors accuse Ancelotti of only declaring in his tax returns personal remuneration received from Real Madrid during those 2 years, even though he declared himself to be a tax resident in Spain and indicated his home was in Madrid. To wrap the news, finally on sport, a Spanish appeal court has overturned former Brazil international footballer Dani Alves' rape conviction, arguing his trial was marked by shortcomings and inaccuracies. In February 2024, Alves was declared to serve a 4.5 years jail term for raping a young woman in the VIP bathroom of a Barcelona nightclub on 31st December 2022. The 41-year-old, who won the Champions League 3 times with Barcelona, was released from jail last March pending his appeal after he posted a €1 million, approximately $1.1 million bail set by the court. The appeal court says 4 judges had unanimously accepted the player's appeal and annulled his conviction. According to the ruling, Alves' trial contained a series of gaps, inaccuracies, inconsistencies, and contradictions regarding the facts, the legal assessment, and its consequences. Meanwhile, the complainant, who testified behind a screen to protect her identity, says Alves had violently raped her, causing her anguish and terror, despite begging him to let her go. And that's the news at 5 p.m. on Operatune TV. Please join us at 6 for the Yoruba version of our stories. Until then, follow us on all social media platforms and do well to share our content. My name is Mariam, okay? Good evening and have a lovely weekend.